it's a warning shot to everybody that just you don't own your data and you don't own your content. And just like Alyssa said, that's why building your list is the only thing you own.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Walkthrough Podcast presented by BAM, the show that you watch and listen to if you're someone who wants to leverage social media to grow your business and brand. Today, I am joined by my co-host, Mr. Eric the Broke Agent Simon, returning guest, Mr. Shane Bergman from the Space Coast of Florida. Thank you for your service, Shane. And for the first time ever, we have Alyssa Kernot from Spokane, Washington. Welcome to the show, Alyssa. In store for you today, we have how to get reviews from your reels, hyper-local content ideas. Is TikTok done for good? Some can only hope. What's working on social media, our favorite marketing of the week, and much, much more. Make sure to smash that like button. Wish Eric a happy birthday. Happy St. Patty's Day. Get in BAMX. The prices are going up literally as I say this right now by the second. Go check out Reminder Media, and let's get to it. Y'all ready?
We're ready. Let's go.
Ready.
Let's go.
Hell of an intro, Dan.
Thank you. If you're watching, Shane Bergman is in his normal everyday outfit here, and TikTok is done. Let's get right to it, Eric. Topic number one. I'm going to pass this to you, my friend. What's going on with TikTok?
Something crazy is going on with TikTok, Dan. Something absolutely crazy because the House just voted overwhelmingly to approve a measure that would ban TikTok from operating in the United States to force a sale, posing the most serious threat yet to the popular short-form video platform. This does not mean, by the way, that TikTok is banned for the people at home. A lot of people are just reading headlines thinking that TikTok is actually banned. This still has to be passed by the Senate and then I believe signed by the president. I'm not exactly sure how laws work. You know, I remember watching that how to bill gets passed thing in like elementary school. Remember that little cartoon of something like flying around and people signing it? I don't know at all how it works.
Yeah.
On Capitol Hill, exactly. I remember watching Miss Frizzy and the Magic School Bus going down someone's esophagus. That's about all I know from school. But I know this. I do know this, Dan. If TikTok does get banned, that will be a problem for a lot of agents, for a lot of content creators who have put all of their social media eggs into one basket. How many times can we possibly talk about it? What happened 2 weeks ago, Dan? What happened?
2 weeks ago, Meta went down and you almost lost your entire career is what happened.
Meta went down for 2 or 3 hours. Threads was down. Facebook was down. Instagram was down. It was scary, right? So this is why you got to build. This is why it was really great that the Broke Agent brand started in 2015 on Twitter, on Facebook, and on Instagram, and on LinkedIn, and on YouTube, making sure that we're on all these platforms to make sure that we're not susceptible to a ban or something like this. So Shane, I'll kick it to you. I'll lead it off with you. What do you think about TikTok potentially being banned here? Do you think this is going to happen? Do you think this is going to be a problem for real estate content creators? What are your thoughts, Mr. Leprechaun?
Well, I think a lot of the agents are up in bits about all of this because, like you said, there's an economic impact that could happen as a result of TikTok going down, where if they have stores on there, they're getting leads, those could just disappear overnight. However, the counter argument should exist that Meta.
Wait. Is this guy talking in an Irish accent?
I thought the same thing. I swear on my life.
It was, yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Was it all right?
Stop doing that immediately.
Please.
That freaked me out. I had no idea what you were saying.
That was
pretty good, right?
Okay.
Wow.
I actually watched some videos.
Say that all in English, please.
Okay, in English. Start over.
Students.
Okay,
start over.
I'll do it German. So I think there are definitely a lot of agents up in arms about TikTok potentially leaving the industry. I mean, there's agents that get leads on there. Everyone knows Glenda Baker's kind of like the number one agent on there, I believe. So she kind of raves about it. And definitely if agents are completely, putting everything, all their eggs in one basket as far as TikTok, yeah, it's going to disrupt it. But I think the article was really interesting that you put out there. And there's a lot of other media and content out there like surrounding this, and not to like dive too much into the whole scenario, but I found it really interesting that, like, I don't know if you guys realize this, but in China, Meta is not prohibited. So you have the Chinese that are kind of taking this position as they're like holding the flag for free enterprise. However, over there, like they're not allowing Meta to exist. And so here it's just like this weird argument. And then, there's this counter argument of the economic impact of all these other businesses and people that are on it. However, there are alternatives, and that's where Meta exists. So I think that fueled with it's political, right? So it's an election year. So you have now you have Trump that basically switched positions as to at one point he was totally against TikTok, and now all of a sudden he wants to support it. So I think it's a grab at election I just think there's a lot of things going into it, and it's just highly, I think, politicized, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. Alyssa, I bet you didn't know that you were entering a political debate show for your
I did
first
not.
appearance here on the walkthrough.
Who
Now,
you
what
voting
are your
for?
opinions here? Yeah, who are you voting for and why? And who'd you vote for in the last two elections? And
Yeah.
what are your stances
Are you
on? No, I'm kidding.
registered?
All right. So what? Yeah, what are your thoughts on this potential TikTok ban? Would it affect you? Is your
Tricking.
business susceptible to something like this?
Not for TikTok. Like I don't
Okay.
personally or professionally use TikTok, but I see similar, like you said, the Meta outage last week. Like I thought that my account was getting hacked at first, or I'd been shut out,
Scary.
and then I realized it was happening to everyone.
Yeah.
But I think it's just a good reminder that like that, like you don't own any of that. And so just like that, like things could go away. And so that's why it's so important to do things like build your email lists and have content that is converting to get those emails, whether it's putting out, guides and lead magnets, things like that. Um, because I also think like video is not going anywhere, but just you may have to, rebuild on a different platform or, just have ownership of your email list, which I think is so important. So it is important to diversify and make sure that you're all over everywhere.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, Dan, what are your thoughts on this? You care about TikTok being banned? You rooting
Yeah.
for it? It seems like you're rooting for it. You were pumping your fist earlier.
Yeah, in many ways, so for sure. Just so that way it eliminates the amount of time that I scroll. But I will admit that I've learned a ton on TikTok. I learned more on TikTok than I did in Miss Smith's 9th grade history class, where they talk about the 3 different processes of how a bill gets signed, and clearly so have you. But reading the bill, and before I even get into this, I have to say I'm pretty sure Shane Bergman is sipping on a Guinness right now. Did no one else notice that? I swear on my life. Shane, are you drinking a Guinness?
You might be. He's going full
He's drinking a
leprechaun
Guinness.
mode. There we go.
It's 12
That's a
o'clock.
Guinness.
Yeah,
Incredible. Okay, regardless, that's my ADD right there. But reading this bill is a little bit frightening. And before I even say that too, if you like, I feel bad for like the Zach Lofts, right? For the people that are actually making money, the Ken Pozaks that are getting income from TikTok every single month. But I think that this bill, and not to get political, goes a little bit further. So if you read it, right, it kind of goes into like they have our data, right? So whether it's the Chinese company or just the government, right? So they're trying to eliminate them from processing and using our data, but they already have it, right? So if you have an Alexa in your room, your phone, this thing listens to everything I say. I could talk about a Guinness. I guarantee as soon as I open up my phone right now, there's going to be a Guinness advertisement. So to that point, I think it goes a little bit further, truthfully. And I think it goes to like, this is almost like preemptively allowing, if this does pass, for Twitter to be suppressed, maybe for Meta to be suppressed. It's kind of opening up the floodgates. So as much as I would love for the TikTok dances, here are your interest rates to go away. I'm actually, I hope it doesn't, because I think that this would open up the floodgates for all of the above. And yes, to everyone's point, do not put all of your eggs in one basket. It can be taken away in 1 second. Make sure you're posting on Google My Business. Make sure you're posting on LinkedIn. Make sure you're on YouTube. Go to YouTube Shorts. Make sure you're on Reels. Make sure you're on Facebook. Make sure you're on Clubhouse, like Eric and Matt Lee and Eddie still are. Do not put all of your eggs in one basket. And that is my
just
take.
me and him in one room talking to each
Just
other
one
on
room,
Clubhouse.
and
Exactly.
And Luca actually agents. Eric, what is your stance here? Do you think that they're going to actually do this? We've been talking about it for 3 years.
I don't think so. I don't think it's actually going to get passed. I think this is political posturing, and I think it's just, it's a warning shot to everybody that just you don't own your data and you don't own your content. And just like Alyssa said, that's why building your list is the only thing you own. Algorithms change constantly. These platforms evolve. There's so much like cannibalism going on in the actual social media space, where each platform is trying to build super apps, right? Like X is trying to become Instagram and TikTok with photos and video, and they want to be a super app with messaging, and they want to link your bank account and have like crypto payments on X. Like TikTok now wants to start a new app. By the way, they just posted about this like a week ago. That's more photo sharing. So the point is, like, any of these apps could kind of take like superiority over the next one. So that's why the email list is everything you got. I think we get it here. We get what's going on with TikTok.
But you know what else you should get, Eric? You should get into BAMX. You should like this video.
You should absolutely get into BAMX.
Yeah.
You got to get into BAMX right now. Use code WALKTHROUGH, WALKTHRU, for 10% off. Get in right now, because all BAMX members, Alyssa, are you a member of BAMX, by the way?
No.
Okay, you will be after this. We'll shoot you a membership
request.
But all BAMX members get 25% off our events. We have an event June 6th, our first BAM camp in Washington, D.C., June 6th. Amazing speaker lineup, and all of our BAMX members get 25% off that. There will be a link in the description for both. All right, moving on to the next topic here. What's working in our real estate marketing? Little social media tips. What is working right now? Because Alyssa, I am scrolling through your profile. We talked about you a couple of weeks ago. And I was like, this is the hyper local mecca. This person is doing it right on video and reels and on Instagram. So Alyssa, you sent this one about what's working. A sneak peek at a new underground social club in downtown Spokane. Tell us a little bit about this video.
Yeah, so this one was I'm all about, hyper local content. So this one was I found out about a new restaurant social club that was going in. And so taking those types of videos, people love sneak peeks, right? They want to know what's going on in their town, whether it's a development or a new restaurant, and then they want to share it with their friends because they want to make it look like they knew before sorry about that, before everybody else. So I think the hyper local content is so important, but then also finding a way to repurpose that. So I used this footage for a different reel, and I just looped it. It's like one of those 5-second things of me at that same restaurant, and that one ripped as well and got some business coming in.
Ripped. I like that word.
But I think it's just so important to find a way, because a lot of agents that's their problem with social media, is they say they don't have time to create content, but finding ways to repurpose what you do and make it different, but using the same footage. So you get a lot of, mileage out of the same thing.
Got it. Hell yeah. All right. Haley, let's play this thing. Let's see this.
This is going to be the newest hotspot in Spokane. It's an underground secret social club. It's just about to open up. Let's go check it out. It's underground the Papillon building, which is right near the Riverfront Park entrance. Loren is a French-inspired restaurant that gave me massive speakeasy feels. Tucked behind a curtain, you feel like you're entering another world. Soft jazz music, hushed whispers, and a super cozy, romantic feel. Now their drink menu really shined. Fun, creative garnishes like rosemary sprigs, a hot honey wand, dried blood oranges. I opted for their signature gin drink, and it was amazing. As for the food, so good. I still can't stop thinking about that black garlic aioli, so do yourself a favor and do not leave without having that. So all in all, 10 out of 10 recommend Loren as the perfect spot to have your next date night or a ladies' night out like I did with my little sister. This is going to
Wow.
Notice the amount of cuts in that video. There's like a cut every 3 or 4 seconds. Setting change. That keeps the attention of the eye. You start outside the restaurant. I wanted to ask you about these local videos. Like, how do you hear about the sneak peeks? Is there like a Spokane website that you go on? Like, how did all these agents know about all these things popping up? I don't know about anything. Maybe because I just
There's
sit
a
in my
couple.
apartment all day.
I like, for that one in particular, there is like a website that actually does post like rumors of things going in and developments and things like that. So there's that. There's actually like, word of mouth of people knowing what's going on. I get super nosy. And so if I see construction going in on something, I will go pull the permit and look and see what is going on there. And usually, it's spelled out exactly what it is. So like for that one, I had seen that it was titled as Loren on the permit. So I reached out to, I found their Instagram page that was like, had, 12 followers at that point because they weren't advertising it, and just reached out with them and told them what I wanted to do. And they just kept me posted when they were close to opening, and then invited me there like a week before opening so that I could get a true sneak peek at it.
Did you get a free meal out of it?
No, I had to pay for that, but I should have. Yeah.
Did you
Did you
collab with the
film?
restaurant?
What was that?
Did you collab with the restaurant on Instagram?
I did not, but
Mhm.
only because they didn't really use it. Really, I try to. Usually I try
Right.
to and try to like create my cover photos as something that would reflect them as well, so that but yeah, I usually try to, but for that one in particular I did not.
It's very difficult to give something a 10 out of 10 because I trust you very much, Alyssa, already. And if I see that you gave that place a 10 out of 10, but then you get a better burger or a better gin drink the following week, where does that go? 10.1? It's a tough scoring scale.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
You should try it out. It was a 10 out of 10.
Have you ever
See,
given
that's
another
not-
restaurant? Have you reviewed anything else where you've given it less than a 10?
No, they're all 10 out of 10.
See,
They're all 10 out of 10. Okay,
Okay.
there you go.
All right. That clears that up.
Isn't the game know you, like you, trust you, Alyssa? And you're giving everything 10 out of 10s? I don't know how that's going to fly with the audience.
I don't know.
I only do things that I like. Yeah.
Okay,
So I
got it.
only
Got it.
if I went, I actually have. I shot a whole reel, and the sandwich that I got sucked. And so I just didn't do a reel about it, and I'm sure the business owner was not thrilled, but it'd be better that than me telling everyone that his sandwich sucked. So
You know what? I think that would be actually great content. Shane, I could see you doing stuff like that where you do a little sneak peek of the business and the coffee is just so reprehensible, you like spit it out and then just leave. You're
He
literally
sets up the
just
trust
the worst
Shit on every
advocate for your
restaurant.
community ever. Exactly. All right. Well, that's a great hyperlocal
Yes.
video.
Yeah,
Good
that
work,
thing was
Alyssa.
awesome.
Shane, what's working for you right now? Because you came out with the video of the year last week, by the
Mhm.
way, of
Yes.
the last people to join downlines and cloud-based brokerages. So that, first off, congratulations. That thing absolutely crushed. Probably
Thanks.
500,000 views at this point. But
Mhm.
what's working for you and actually getting you leads right now in your business?
So not Instagram. I mean, Instagram converts, but I've changed audience, obviously, because that video posted on Instagram. But the video that I shared with you guys was originally a YouTube short, and we also we push it over on Facebook as well. So I'd say Facebook and YouTube for me are very similar audience. Instagram is primarily agent focused. So Facebook, YouTube, our account on there is primarily local stuff, kind of just like what we just saw with Alyssa. I'm in a master planned community where I live now, and most of my content on those platforms are about Vieira. So whether you know it or not, if you Googled it, my videos will come up. And after doing this for now 2 years and really focusing on that, it's the highest converting social media platform that I have, and it's a completely different side of the content that I do. Like, content on Instagram is funny. It's almost like where I go to like express creative output, and then Facebook and Instagram. Sorry, Facebook and YouTube are very focused on like professional businesses, things that are coming to the market. So the video I shared with you was talking about a Whole Foods that is being developed now, and it's something that our county has been asking for a while. It's the first one in our market. The closest one we have is in Orlando. And so this is the site we talked about. I shared the Facebook one because the comments kind of went crazy on it, which actually only helped us
Oh
out.
my God.
But there's a
Oh,
lot of
wow.
people that were like
79,000?
totally. It popped off, man. That one had a lot of views, and same on YouTube. I get those type of comments all the time, and I engage with most of them. And a lot of times, like if they say some dumb shit, like I'll be right back to it. And I know from a PR standpoint, that's not the move to take, but I'm holding my ground here, and it's something that I believe in and something I'm supporting. And there's a lot of people that support. But yeah, you'll see all sorts of dumb shit, and then there's some good stuff too. But this video was one that really took off, and it was a short originally on YouTube, and then we also posted it as on Facebook.
This is the 20-acre site that in the future is going to feature Whole Foods as well as a home improvement store with a garden center. Now look, I'm no mathematician, but it has to either be the blue one or the orange one. Which one do you guys think it is? To give you a general idea of this location, we are going to be east of 95. We're about a mile and some change away from the development of Barrows West. Now, directly across the street is going to be Texas Roadhouse, and to the north, it's going to be Long Doggers and my favorite pizzeria in the county, Mr. Delicious. Now, Whole Foods will serve as the anchor business for this plaza. Now, some of the tenant businesses will start opening as soon as in the summer of 2024. And as of now, we know that Miller's Ale House is coming to this area, as well as Chicken Salad Chick. I love chicken salad. I also love ale. I love them both. Like it or not, the addition of a Whole Foods sort of legitimizes a location. Now, I'm not saying the Space Coast isn't already legit, but this solidifies it. Personally, I'm very pumped about Whole Foods. I love the produce selection, the meat selection, and I love the hot bar. Now, the man behind the camera, Connor, he's most excited about the vegan options that Whole Foods has. What are you guys most excited about? Now, if you can't wait for Whole Foods to be built, or maybe you just don't come to this end of the county, there are some other options for you. You have Downtown Produce, which we just did a video on. They have some really great options there as well. You have Sprouts in Palm Bay, also really great selections, as well as Fresh Market, which is going to be in Suntree. There's one more thing I forgot to mention.
Oh my God. Another thing?
Subscribe.
What is this?
Legitimate.
You just went over the entire, turn this off, please. You just went over the entire state of Florida, basically, just mentioning every single restaurant that you've ever seen. But no, Shane, in all honesty, that's a great
Dude, you're such
video.
a dick. Yeah,
That
I
thing
know
had
it is.
thing had
I don't need your
79,000
validation.
views.
Yeah, man, fuck off. How about that?
Oh, all right. I'm just getting a little little criticism there. You know, maybe
You could be nice every once
10
in a while, Eric.
seconds,
Would it be
maybe 10,
so hard for you to be a little
maybe
nice?
10 seconds too long there. But other than that, fantastic. I like the title that said what did the title say? Whole Foods incoming, or Whole
Yeah.
Foods is coming, something like that.
Whole Foods is coming. So you got to think when we push that was a longer form video that we originally had on our YouTube account. So what we did at the end is I was interweaving other videos that we had done. So the one on downtown produce was another video we did. So it gives them a kind of a way to remain in. I specifically talked about Long Doggers and the pizzeria, which are local businesses that I am friends with. I know the owners. I do content with them. So I'm bringing them involved. I made it funny a little bit by showing some of the bloopers we did. And then people right now, there's lots of speculation. They literally don't know when I filmed that video if it was Home Depot or if it was Lowe's. So we tried to pull that in there as a way of engagement to ask people questions like red or blue, whatever, the orange or blue one. So I mean, the video performed really well. The comments kind of went off, which is always fun. Like you get some just maniacal stuff on there, but that video really helped out as far as my local Viera content is concerned.
Love that. Facebook Reels. Do not sleep on Facebook Reels.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. That's all I got for that. And yeah, that legitimized blooper, Shane. Laugh out loud funny there. You had people rolling. All right, Dan, what's working for you in your real estate marketing right now?
What is working in my real estate marketing is letting go. Letting go, Eric. That might not make sense to you, but delegating and not trying to over perfect or have my OCD take over and then limit what I'm actually posting. So shout out to Megan, who's probably going to watch this and chop it up and post it for us. I've gotten out of my own head. I've trusted others to create and edit and just post. And as you saw from your comment yesterday on my most recent reel that has over 100 likes, I don't even know how that was possible. That was Megan just, hey, Megan, I have a quick idea where I saw this. I'm trend tracking. Can you make this? Boom, done. Might not be sized the right way. I didn't, over generate the caption, sit there for 25 minutes, do the thumbnail, just post it. And it actually did very well. And that is what I'm trying to do. So I'm trying to not overproduce, get out of my own head, not trying to perfect every single little thing, and just get the content out there. Like that's the most important thing, I think, above all else. So, and the other thing that's working truthfully is taking from other people, right? Borrowing ideas, giving them credit for them. Paige and Haley, you shout out to Utah Paige and Haley Ingram. They posted a very nice template. So it's a weekly or monthly, I believe, just like, hey, here's what's going on in Utah. Very basic. It shared what's going on in Paige's life, what she's been up to, the team, the sales, hyper local stuff that's going on in Utah, in their marketplace. So we have created the same exact thing, and now we're turning that into the monthly newsletter. So that plus just, hey, this reel worked for somebody. Let me use that. I am so sick of social media, and I'm going to use this 30 seconds here to explain why. Every time I open up Instagram, it is a reel announcement. Every time I open up Instagram, it is a reel that I'm watching to learn. And then all of a sudden it's taken away from me in 3 seconds. And it says, please read the caption. And the caption is like a George R.R. Martin book. I just want to know the 3 hooks that you were talking about. That's why I watched the video 3 times. And I have to go through the caption. So I'm just so sick of social media right now, on Instagram in specific. And that's just me. I needed to vent because my 5 therapists, they don't understand it, but maybe you guys would.
5.
So yeah, I've had 5, yes, all in different languages and all in different states. So I've been using others for inspiration, and I've been letting go of my OCD and delegating and just letting go because I, for my own mental health, cannot open up Instagram for the life of me.
Yes. When you say
interject,
yes,
because I want to keep it on the same line, Dan, as you're talking about delegation. Have you read the book Who Not How?
Yes.
Okay. So great. That's really it there. But that book, for those of you that don't know, is primarily about delegation, and it's my background isn't military, obviously, so there's hierarchy, there's delegation, there's tasks you should be doing. When Alyssa said she's filming and editing her videos, like immediately I'm like, dude, that's not the best use of your time. Whether I'm right or wrong, Alyssa, it's your opinion, but that is not the best use of your time. That's a videographer and that's an editor, because that's not your job, and that's the way that I had to frame it for me, because you're too talented to be doing that shit when you could be out, making more relationships and selling more real estate. So that was just kind of my big takeaway on both of your guys' talks. So I just wanted to make sure you're aware of that book.
Here's the thing also. Well, Alyssa, do you have a videographer, or or is someone just filming that and then you cut it up yourself?
Well, for like those ones, I do those because that one can bust them out pretty quick, but I have a videographer to do other types. And, later down the road in the next few months, goal is to do YouTube and completely hand that off to somebody else. But like at this point, I have a style with my Instagram, and I have a I can bust them out decently quick where it's not that challenging for me, knowing my limits though. Like I know if I take on YouTube, like I can't do that. I don't want to shoot it. I don't want to edit it. I'm pushing that out to somebody else. But like I would argue that like Instagram's kind of my baby at this point. Like I do have a videographer to do different styles that aren't, but like those just my hyper local ones are me because I have a certain style and I don't know. I think I can bust them out pretty quick.
Yeah, people
I
still
thought
want
the
to hear
same.
the voice of the person. Like Dan, I wouldn't get away delegate all you want, but you could hear your voice in the caption, right? Like when it's a Dan O'Neill caption, because a lot of the words, like I've said, are misspelled or misplaced,
Always.
or it's all over the place. It looks like it's
19
written in Hebrew.
semicolons. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I know. It's like, all right, this is Dan who posted that. Like it's hard to have someone else capture unless they're spending every second with you, right? Like
Yes.
unless they're really figuring out like your persona and your brand. So I do agree with Alyssa in the point of like on Instagram, if you're posting that, like you want that caption to be you, you want that to be you, but the
Yes.
editing eventually should be delegated. But by the way, for like the Overask podcast, all my first videos, all editing ourselves, like everything, thumbnail, uploading, like at the beginning. And I'm not saying you're at the beginning of this. I'm just saying for anybody listening to this, you probably are going to be doing a lot of that yourselves. And it's kind of a fun process to figure out what you're good at, what you suck at, what you need to hire someone for. You kind of need to experience that before you just start saying, I need someone to do this for me.
Yes, and I should have clarified that, Eric, that was my caption, right? And I will always write the
Right.
captions. Nobody will ever actually be on my personal page posting, right? Even the stories, you could tell it's when I spell 100 things wrong. However, I used to sit there and like I would tell somebody or ask a team, right? And I did the same thing with my page. I've done everything myself. And now I've gotten to a point, like Shane mentioned, that, okay, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't be sitting here for 2 hours, timestamp. Can we change this, right? Like it's a 1 second
Yeah.
clip. But in my mind, I'm like, that's not going to do well. So I'm wasting all this time. So I just let go of the editing process and I watch the video and now I make the caption myself. But I've just realized that right now the highest and best use of my time is not to sit there and over critique for a 1 second thing. And, I have a minute long video that no one's going to even notice anyway, except for me. So
True.
agreed.
Very true.
What's working for you, Mr. Simon? What is working for you over here?
Diversifying variety is working for me, Dan. Haley, if we could pull this up, I saw this post from my mentor, the legend, not my mentor, just the, I'm a big fan of this guy, Brock
Your
Levin
mentor.
Johnson, this fool right here that I'm always
Is this
following.
your mentor?
6 keys. Yeah, that's my mentor right here. I'm his mentor. All right, swipe to the right. So this is a really important stat here. Reels are down 76%. I don't know if you've noticed, but there are some days where you go on Instagram, you look at your reels or you look at the reels of other accounts and you notice that they're just performing absolutely horribly. I don't know why this happens, but there are algorithmic days where it's just like, it's just not hitting. And you do need to mix it up with a feed post or actually a text image post or a carousel, or you have to switch up your style of reels. So swipe to the right again. He's got 4 really good tips here. So diversify your style. If your reel is the same sort of thing every time, if it is the same podcast clip style, the same talking heads, and we sometimes get into this on the BAM account, sometimes people do tune out. That's why we're constantly mixing up our reel style. Haley, the producer of the show, has been doing way more B-roll and a completely different graphic style when we start with our hooks on our reels, and they're performing 10 times better than just our Instagram reels that are being taken away from podcasts. So that's been really effective. Swipe to the right again. Adding a negative hook has been really good. So anytime I see agents say something like, here are 5 things I don't like about Spokane, or here are 5 restaurants that made me vomit my brains out. Here are 5 restaurants that gave me food poisoning in a 2-mile radius of this listing. How about that?
That are a 2 out of 10, a 2 out of 10
Exactly.
restaurant.
Exactly.
Check Eric's
Can you
Yelp
imagine
reviews.
you
What a callback.
Can you imagine doing a interview with a local restaurant owner and you have like this beautiful, 10-minute video, and then at the end you review the food, and you're like, this is the worst thing I've ever had in my life.
Well, look at
Swipe to
Portnoy.
the right again.
Look at Portnoy though. I think that's why Dave and the pizza reviews have gone, have still life behind them, because he will literally review them in front of the owner after they just baked him a beautiful pie. Their whole family's sitting there, and he tells them the truth.
Yeah. But the thing is, as agents, you're supposed to be like an advocate of your community.
Yeah, true.
So if you
Yeah,
start
you're
to
right.
get known for walking around restaurants and scolding them
Yeah,
and
yeah,
telling them
shitting
that
on
their
people.
food sucks,
Touche.
they're probably not going to want to collab with you. Using spoken CTA. So we've done this in a lot of our content with ManyChat. So saying stuff like, like or comment this or share this. Like right now, for example, this is a spoken CTA. If you're getting any value out of this YouTube video, out of this walkthrough right now, throw this video a like. Let's get this to 80 likes. We almost got there last week, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. So anytime you actually verbally say it as opposed to just saying it in the caption, you are going to get more engagement. And then swipe to the right one more time. Focus on share worthy content, whatever. That doesn't mean anything. Everybody knows that. All right. So there you go. That's what's working, is switching up the style of Instagram Reels. Thank
Eric,
you, Brock 11 Johnson. Yes, Shane?
well, his last slide. So I know you had mentioned it earlier, like about the 3 to 5 second change up. And I don't know if you guys talked about this already, but with like the longer push for longer form content, like, is that something you guys have touched on a little bit about? Like, do you see those transitions going away? I kind of felt like Dan was talking to it a little bit, how he's like exhausted by just seeing all these cuts and these hooks and this just like shitty way to capture people's attention. Like, do you see that as something that has longevity, or is it going
I
to
think
change?
he called it the 3-second rule. And the three
Yeah.
seconds is what you see in Alyssa's videos, or what you see in Utah Real Estate Page's videos. And what you see in your video, honestly, the Facebook reel that you posted, it cut to B-roll of the land that
Mhm.
the Whole Foods was getting built on. It cut to Sprouts. It cut to you walking around with that coffee. It cut to like all those cuts, I think, in an Instagram video are extremely effective because it keeps the attention. I don't think
Yep.
those are like scammy ways or shitty ways to like get people's attention. Like that's what you want to do. If you're just watching a clip and it's two people talking, you're way more likely to just scroll by. Like that is the name of the game for Instagram
Mhm.
still.
And you don't
I'm
see that
gonna.
changing as they push longer?
What's that?
I agree with Shane.
You don't go, Dan. It's you.
Well, I mean, I
If
agree
it's
with you.
longer, yeah, sorry. If it's longer, I think you probably don't need as many cuts, right? Like if you're watching a YouTube video for 5-10 minutes, or if it's a podcast episode, obviously, like those, you're most likely just sitting in your headphones watching. I don't think you need as many. You don't need to cut every 3 seconds on YouTube. Could be wrong though. I don't know.
Dan?
I'm no expert here. I'm a moron. Look at this.
No, you are an expert, but
Look at
just
this.
for me personally, I do believe. Hello, lug nuts. If you're not watching, Eric's dog is just staring into my soul from the couch over there.
Dogginess.
He's just judging you, telling you that we need to start promoting long form video. Long form video is back. And Shane, we did mention it last week on the show. I do believe that your guys' video was such a great way of bringing back that sketch comedy long form that we all loved 3 or 4 years ago. And I think it was a really good way of introducing that back. And like, hey, you know what? Watch this, a minute and a half long video. There's a lot of nuances. There's storytelling in it. There's little hidden gems and Easter eggs. So if you watched last week's episode, we said that I am going to be personally trying to bring that back. And it's gotten me out of this content rut that I feel like I've been in, because I'm so sick of those 7-second jump cuts, read the caption. And I totally get it, right? Like you want to get the views, you want to get the comments, the likes, and all the above. But yeah, I think that it's going to be reverse, right? Evolution of content. We used to make 4 or 5 minute videos back in the day. Then all of a sudden it went to like 90 seconds. Then now you have literally 3 seconds, like Eric said. So now I think it's going to go back eventually to, okay, the 60-second long videos, the 2-minute long videos are back. That's my take.
I hope so. I mean, as a creative, man, it's like it's challenging to try and put a lot of good stuff in a very short video. And I like breathing room, and I like, pregnant pauses, like things that should be in good video to really like emphasize certain aspects of it. And we've lost that. And I think it's like disheartening. And it's like we all have this short attention span, and I truly hope it changes. I truly hope the cuts don't have to be 3 seconds. If we can get to 7, I'd love that. Maybe 8. Am I asking too much? I don't know.
We'll find out.
Ask Brock Johnson. Don't ask me. All right, let's get into. Wait, before this, I got to address this. So we got a couple comments like it's all real people on your show. Alyssa happens to be with Real Brokerage as well. What's going on at Real in the sense that you guys are all pretty good content creators? Like obviously, like we're not trying to just have real people on the show. Like Shane is not with Real. Shane is with Compass. Dan is not with Real. I am not with Real. But it just turns out that a lot of people that are creating good content, know about marketing, happen to be at Real. So Alyssa, is this like what's going on with this?
You put
It's
on
not
the
really
Nikes. You put on the Nikes,
and then
and
you're just
you
set.
create okay content, deep, really
Exactly.
good content. Yeah.
Just flick something in your brain.
Oh, man.
Shane, what do you think's going on with this?
Oh boy.
I think
Actually, no, I don't know if I should ask you this.
No, you asked him. You asked
yeah,
him.
man, it's
You asked him.
I mean, they're all attracting each other, right? It's a culture, it's a cult. Cult doesn't always mean bad or good, but truly Real is a cult of people that all kind of believe in the same things, whether it's the cause of being kind or whatever their mottos are, or it's a space where creators go that also happen to sell real estate, right? So, and they're all attracted to that. So it's this magnet of a culture of people that are going there. And when they do these videos that Dan is alluding to, which I also agree, like maybe it's a little bit overdone, but like they're creating a sense of FOMO and they're creating these emotions with people that are like, I want to get on that and I want to be involved in it. So you see this, compounding effect of people joining it. And it is a good space for people that want to create and people that want to be around like-minded people, period. Like that fully exists. And I think that is why it's happening. And now we're starting to see the compounding effect because, as more people get in, there's more people to attract, and it will become this massive thing, to use a Dustin term.
That was a lot more nuanced than I expected, Shane.
Yeah.
Good. I thought you were going to go full throttle there. All right, let's get into the
Thank God
best
you didn't
thing
ask
that
me.
we've. Yeah, I already know your opinions. Let's get into the best thing that we've seen this week. Danny Deals, I'll start with you this time. What is the
All right.
best thing that you have seen this week?
The best thing I've seen this week is everything I've seen in BAMX. Make sure you get in there. The best thing I've seen this week is Reminder Media. Make sure you go check that out. But here's a video here of a trend that has been going along, and I think it is maybe a little bit beaten to its life expectancy here. However, please play this clip, Haley. I love this video, and I'll explain why.
My wife's a realtor. Of course, it's a good time to buy. My wife's a realtor. Of course, I have the kids this weekend. My wife's a realtor, so I'm the IT guy. Why do you have so many tabs open? My wife's a realtor, so yeah, I'm a handyman. My wife's a realtor. Of course, she said she wouldn't post this. My wife's a realtor.
All right, so
Just got a trend, lot of energy behind him, huh?
Yeah, well, I mean, the guy's clearly,
up.
He's fired up. He's got his finger in the glove, right? He's holding the glove the right way. Yeah. Why I love the video, nothing crazy, is number one, it's just the trend, right? And it's getting annoying a little bit for sure. But I thought it was a nice switch up. It made me smile. I love that the husband's, in the video. She's done a few with her children as well. It's just a funny, cute, like refreshing take on this trend. But what it shows to me more importantly is that real estate isn't easy, and we all know this, right? But it's also a lot on our families. It's a lot on our spouses. It's a lot on on the children, right? I don't have any kids, thank God. I'm about to snap, and I have a puppy. But it's a lot on parents, right? Our families, and it shows how hard it is. Like being, every single weekend, you're showing houses. You're like a total team effort. And I love this because I think it also shows for her audience and for her marketplace, like how difficult it is to juggle all those things and still be, on top of your game. I can think of my mother, right? And my mom was a single mom. Every single weekend, she was with me at my baseball games. She was taking me everywhere she possibly could have. If she was not a hygienist and she was a real estate professional, like, I don't think I would ever be playing baseball in my life. So the amount of sacrifice that goes into being in this business, right, at a high level, I think there's more of like an underlying tone to that video for me and why I loved it. But again, it's just like, you could have shown me anything probably for like 30 seconds at the end of the day, and I probably would have made it the market of the week or the video of the week, because again, I'm so sick of opening up my Instagram. So yeah.
It was the first thing that popped up on your For You page. But
Yes.
I like that. I like that it's a play on that trend. I've also seen ones where it's the kids saying, my mom's a realtor or my dad's a realtor. I've seen those that are getting like hundreds of thousands of views. So anytime you could take a trend and just come at it from a different angle, really smart. So I like that video. All right, Shane, marketer of the week for you. What is the best thing that you've seen this week? Is it your own video?
It is not, man. This is
It's going to be a 35-minute long documentary here.
It might be a little bit longer. You don't have to play the whole
popcorn,
thing,
everybody. Get your
I'm
bathroom
going to go grab some
break
coffee
now.
at Dunkin' Donuts. I'll come right back.
Yeah. Marketer of the week is actually Dune 2, the entire feature right now.
Brought to you by Pep Boys.
Yeah. Brought to you by Pep Boys.
All right. Let me know when you
guys Yeah, we're done. We're done.
Okay, you're done. Yeah, so this is Orlando agent Jesse Ridinghouse. He's been in the game for over 20 years, and so he's on the older generational side of real estate. And to see what he's done over the last couple of years as far as getting in the content, I have to give him credit for consistency. And then he's also getting out there and being creative. And this video specifically is kind of showing his knowledge about the things he looks at, pointing out things that we as agents know it's obvious, but also like being able to describe it to where the regular person can understand it. And it is a really good edit. And it's just one of those things. He's demonstrating knowledge, demonstrating that he's been in the game for a bit, and he's an old dog, but he's okay to learn new tricks. And I just love that about it. And he's been at it for a bit, man. He's a grinder, and I like it.
A lot of people don't know this, but you see up there underneath the 3 windows is sagging. It's really bad. Believe it or not, that stuff is styrofoam. See all the dowels underneath all those design things? They're all styrofoam. Even that wood. See this wood right here above the garage? Yeah, it's styrofoam. That's not wood. it looks fantastic. The problem is that in this state, the weather and the horrible heat on the house, if you don't take care of it, it gets gaps and then water gets behind it and it starts separating and sagging. So you have to take care of that because it's like, it's aesthetics of the house, but you got to caulk it. You may have to take it down and re-glue it. And most people wouldn't know that, I guess, that it's even styrofoam. Most people wouldn't even know that. They don't build these houses that are just indestructible and are not free from weather. If every 2 or 3 years you're doing a property maintenance, you're going to get 3 to 5 years minimum before you have to paint your house. They're not maintenance-free homes. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, you have to take care of them, you know? A lot of people don't know.
I like the drive-by content. Anytime you're in your car, it feels more natural. It's not this highly produced video. So that is great. I had no idea about the styrofoam. Is that true,
Yeah.
or is he just making that up?
Me neither.
No, it's true, man. A
Good
lot of
call.
these faux beams nowadays too. They'll either do styrofoam or it's like a shell. It's not actually solid wood. Like, you know, and I don't know, North Carolina, Tennessee, they probably use real wood, but in Florida, you're seeing a lot of styrofoam because wood, like he mentioned in that video, just it's not great for the environment here that we have in Florida with the high humidity content and heat and, you know, termites. It's just you don't see a lot of actual wood, or it's actually styrofoam.
Yeah. Someone
I
just
don't know.
crack open
I
a
love
beer
knowledge,
there?
man.
No, it was great. It was great.
That was good.
It
It's
was a
very
great
hard
video,
to take
man.
you serious talking about wood, styrofoam, termites when you're wearing
Yeah,
a
guys, and
Dude, shut
look
the
at-
hell up.
if you're listening on Spotify, Shane is
Yeah.
dressed like a leprechaun right now. So
Well, take
anytime
it
he
off,
opens his
man.
mouth, it is
Sick of
humorous.
this. I'm sick of this.
All right, Alyssa, let's get into the best thing that you've ever seen in your entire life. What is it?
My entire life. It's
massive
a lot of pressure,
agent real
but
announcement. Sorry.
mine goes to Marie Lee, moved me to Tennessee. She did this reel about ChatGPT. Here, we'll watch it and then I'll share about it. Okay, other than the fact that it was See Below, so Dan probably hates it, but it I liked it because for a couple of things. So I need to use ChatGPT more. I don't use ChatGPT much, and I know how useful it could and would be. And so, but I think that's such like a practical way to take, I mean, I think the point of what she said was for agents just to take this and then understand what happened. But I think also for our clients, like it's a great way to take a super overwhelming process. They get, this nearly 100-page report of all the things that need to be done to their home, and to take that and just like boil it down to things that they need to know in a concise way that they can understand. And then I was thinking like I leave on closing day on their counter, I leave like a folder with important documents that they might need, but like to print something like that out that is just manageable, things that like they didn't necessarily get taken care of on their inspection report, but something that, things that they can keep in mind to caulk or GFCI is a switch out or whatever it is, like those easy things that they can do down the road. It's a great way for them just to, I don't know, have a concise way to remember those things and take care of them when they want to.
So she uploaded the entire inspection report into
yeah.
ChatGPT, and that basically like broke it down in a more concise manner for people to consume, which makes I wish I had that when I was actively selling real estate, because I would read those things and I'd be cross-eyed after the first 2 minutes, not
There's a
understanding
summary,
the thing
dude.
that was
There's
said.
like a summary on every report.
Yeah, I know, Shane. I'm just trying to crack a little joke here, okay? I know there's a summary in every report.
Do you though?
Pissed off my dog.
Do you?
But do you?
Have you
Yeah,
ever
I
got
do.
that far?
I do know there's a summary.
Okay.
Look,
Okay.
I don't claim. Did I call myself the rich agent, Shane? Did I call
No, not
myself a
yet.
top producer or a luxury broker? No, I called myself the broke agent for a reason. All right. Put your hands up. Put your hands up, Shane. Apologize. Good.
Hands are up. And that actually, I did see that video from Marie Lee last night. And that is actually, again, I was chirping like the 3-second long reel, but that is one of the exceptions. Like Marie makes great content, and that actually is very helpful. So
Here's the thing. Like, what else is she going to put in that video to
Yep.
explain it? It's not like she could really explain it, right? So the 4
Agreed.
seconds, you get full retention. So if you post a video that's 3 to 7 seconds long, you're going to get 95% of the people watching that entire video. That is queuing into the Instagram algorithm saying, people like this video, they watch the entire thing. Let me serve it to more people. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do a post that says, read the caption. And then in the caption, it's going to say, read my blog. And then in my blog, it's going to say, subscribe
joined
to my
Real?
email to get this information. Yeah. And then it's going to be a real announcement. Exactly. I'm just going to keep darting them around the internet. So it's read
That's
this,
a great
read this,
idea,
go
man.
here, go
My
here.
DMs, every time I post a video or a story, it's just like, I'm going to actually, you know, how we use like our ailments on our faces or my eczema, or we spell things wrong. I'm just going to keep saying that I have a huge announcement every day now instead of my face being mangled. And the people in my DMs are like, are you finally going to Real? And I'm just going to keep doubling down on it. I mean, you know what? I actually have a really good content idea. Done.
You know what's funny is Dan texted me yesterday. We were prepping for the show, if you could call it that, and we were talking about, you know, getting our mics set up and everything, and making sure the cameras are on, and you know, all the important stuff. And Dan sent me a picture of his face, saying, "Big week this week. I don't have any scratches or lesions or fissures or burns or welts or anything like that." So let's all give Dan a like in the a like for not looking like he got clubbed in the face by a 6-iron today. Congratulations, Dan.
Thank you.
Good
Thank you
work.
very much.
Yes.
It's a lot of skincare
Yes.
routine. It's a lot of red light masks. I want to thank I want to thank Sammy. I want to thank my mother.
Your esthetician.
Mm-hmm. Yep. My esthetician, all the above. Yeah.
Anyway, I will tell you guys what the best thing I saw this week, if you're interested. We'll just be,
Yes, I am.
just be quick here. All right. The best thing I saw two great things. I saw one first from Kyle Talbot moving to Kansas City, who just toured a local hotel in Kansas City that really made for incredible content. So take a look at this.
Check out one of Kansas City's oldest boutique hotels in the Raphael. The building was originally constructed as luxury apartments in the 1920s before being converted to a boutique hotel in 1975. We stayed in a plaza-facing luxury suite and were greeted with a bottle of wine upon arriving. And this used to be an apartment. So the sink right here was actually a shower when this was converted. And another thing about the hotel here is all of these headboards in every single room were actually made by a local artist. And obviously we had some pretty magnificent views. One thing you have to do when you stay here is get reservations at the Chaz Restaurant and Lounge, where they feature live jazz musicians every single night. This is a moody lounge where they serve up craft cocktails and delicious food. We had a 5-course meal, and all of it was absolutely amazing. What really makes the Raphael special is the staff and the art. Rick showed us on this photograph in the lobby where Walt Disney once lived in the luxury apartments, and you have all of this beautiful art that's done by local artists here in Kansas City throughout the hotel and in the rooms. We ended our stay with breakfast in bed, which was delicious.
Okay, pause it, but don't get rid of it. Can you pull it back up? I just want to take note of the caption and the collab that he did. So look at this. Moving to Kansas City, that's his handle. He collabed with the hotel, the Raphael Hotel, Kansas City. In the caption, he said, if you're seeking a unique stay in Kansas City, whether you're visiting or planning a staycation, you should definitely check out the Raphael Hotel. Look at those hashtags, Shane. Can you get better hashtags than that? Super specific. Hashtag Kansas City, hashtag boutique hotel, hashtag KC, hashtag moving to Kansas City. A ton of engagement, a ton of comments. I just think it's a great way for agents to showcase things that are going on in their local business. Hyper local, right, Dan? Our two favorite words. He's going into hotels. He's going into restaurants. He's doing the Alyssa route. Great piece of content there by Kyle. And by the way, he got a free stay from doing this video. Yeah. So he's in BAMX, which everybody should get in. Use code WALKTHRU, WALKTHRU, 10% off. Throw up the X. So I shared this in BAMX and said, this is a great video. Everybody should check out his content for inspiration. He got a free stay from this. The hotel comped him his meals, comped him everything, paid him. They're paying him now to do they're not paying him to do these videos, but it was a great video by Kyle. And then moving on real quick to the last best thing I've seen this week. This is from someone on this show. Her name is Alyssa, and she perfects the hyperlocal video about a business opening in her hometown. And Dan, you're going to like this one. This is specific for you too. A little foreshadowing there. It's about one of your favorite things. What is it?
Football is all the rage right now, and a new venue, the very first of its kind in Spokane, is opening soon. But it's more than just some pickleball courts. Listen up. It's called Power Pickleball Club, and it is going to be massive at 52,000 square feet. To imagine how big that is, the Spokane Arena's floor is 32,000 square feet. There will be 11 indoor courts and 5 outdoor courts, including party spaces, some private courts, and an indoor gym for warming up or cooling down. Now, here's where it gets fun because, like I said, it's not just pickleball. They're investigating having golf simulators, infrared saunas, like chiropractors, trainers, stretching pros. There will be a snack center with healthy and not so healthy treats. Beer and wine, anyone? And my personal favorite part, they'll have childcare available and/or rooms with glass walls adjacent to the courts so kids can read, play, and just hang out while watching mom or dad battle it out on the court. Power Pickleball Club is set to open in August. Share this video with a friend who loves pickleball or might want to check it out.
All right, pause it. Keep it
10 out
here,
of 10.
but keep it up. I mean, yeah.
Textbook.
Speaking of 10 out of 10s, you start the hook with your face and the pickleball thing, just like that Chick-fil-A video you did a few weeks ago. That's the hook. Pickleball is a trend in itself. The song, the audio is a trend, Jack, in itself, played at the perfect volume. Not to mention the CTA. Remember we talked about how at the end of the videos, share this video with someone who likes pickleball, whatever you said there. That's going to get people to actually share it. That is the verbal CTA. The caption gives more information. You cut every 3 seconds. I mean, it was just a master class. And I'm not saying this just because you're here. I would say this behind your back as well. This is a master class in how to talk about a local business coming soon. And by the way, sounds like the best place on earth. They got golf simulators, pickleball, bars, place to put your kids. I mean, the only thing they're missing, Dan, is a
cold plunge.
Cold plunge. Thank you.
Yeah.
My brain couldn't come up with anything.
It's like a 52,000 square foot Lifetime Fitness, minus the, probably the stuffiness. If you guys are familiar with Lifetime Fitness, you have to pay like $400 a month to breathe in there. But yeah, they have the ice baths, they have the pickleball courts, they have the golf simulators, they have the saunas, they have the conference rooms. Very cool idea. I hope you got a free membership from that video, like the guy from Kansas City prior.
No, but now I'm all about these free meals and free things, so I need to, for sure.
Yeah.
Just have Eric represent you like he's Scott Boras. The guy will get you
I'll get you $200 million for 2 years guaranteed.
He'll be paying 3 BAMX subscriptions like I am, and I'm the captain. I don't even have a discount code. We're going through the P&L over here. I'm paying double the price. Actually, it's kind of crazy.
I'm paying for 15 myself too. I have 15 different memberships back and forth. Yeah, we're just paying ourselves here. Alyssa, how did that video come to be? How did you think of it? How did you film it? How did you even hear about the pickleball place?
Yeah. So again, that one website that I had said that says what new things are coming, it was just a rumor. And so I just did some digging and found like a website that they had created that again was not like publicized. It sounds like, what was your word, Shane?
Publicity.
Publicized. Yeah.
Legitimize.
Yes. Publicized yet. And so I just reached out to him, and first of all, like, he was so grateful. Like, these businesses, like, to get the word of mouth out, like, he was eternally grateful for me, like, so excited about it, like, because he doesn't have the money to go plug and do a full video about his new place, but he just wants to spread the word. So that was really cool. Just so grateful. But then it was kind of hard because they just like started construction, and so there was nothing. I mean, there was not much for me to shoot in there. That's why you saw so many 3D images of what's to come, because it was just like an empty warehouse. So that was a little tricky. There wasn't much visually that was cool to see. But yeah, and then I also, like, I couldn't understand what 52,000 square feet was. And so that's why I made the comparison to like what everyone in Spokane knows what the Spokane Arena is. Everyone's been to a concert or event there. And so saying what that square footage is so people could fully understand, like, this place is huge.
Enormous. Yeah.
Bigger than
I actually like that you flipped your phone around and then showed it on your computer. You showed the actual like floor plan of everything coming. I think that's a really cool way to do it. Just like how Shane did the drone footage of the Whole Foods that's coming. So if you have these places that aren't built yet, there's ways to get around it and still make the content interesting. And also the fact that this business owner, it was the business owner that was really pumped about it, right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay. So these people want this, right, Shane? I mean, I don't know, because I'm not actually doing it. I'm just pontificating here. But I assume if you reach out to these business owners and you say, hey, I want to come review your restaurant or do a coming soon video, they're going to be extremely welcoming. It's free press for them. It's free social media press. Like, this is such a good way to produce content, and that's entertaining. Like if I was in Spokane, I'd be like, I would 100% share that and be like, holy shit, this looks awesome. I want to go to this, go to the golf simulator.
Alyssa, was that also on YouTube?
No,
Because that
I
would
need
crush.
to
If that was a
diversify.
short on YouTube, like, so
Mhm.
to answer your question, Eric, too, and then get back to Alyssa, like that YouTube would kill it. And so right now we're at a point now where yesterday we filmed at a daycare because the owner saw one of our videos that we did, just like how you did on that one, but I never talked to the owner about it. And then they asked us to come back to do an actual one with them in the interview. So that's
Sweet.
because of YouTube. Not so you should put that on shorts like now.
Okay.
That would crush. It
Good.
would crush.
Okay.
It was really well done. Your edits are fucking fire.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Damn,
you're
Shane
welcome.
seems
You shouldn't
pissed
be,
about it.
doing it though. You shouldn't be doing it though.
Yeah.
You're too good. But you
It's
shouldn't
great,
be
but
doing it.
stop.
You're so good, but get the fuck out.
Highest and best use of time.
Speaking of highest and best use of time, Dan, if you want to stand out from the crowd, you do have to check out Reminder Media because it's a resource you need to check out. Like I just said, check it out. You get your own branded print and digital magazines, email newsletters, social media content. They deliver these resources to your contacts on autopilot. Delegation, just as Shane is talking about, keeping you top of mind with your database. All you got to do is focus on your follow-up calls and watch referrals and repeat business come in. Get your face on one of those magazines, right, Dan? Plaster your face on a magazine, put it in your client's, house right next to their coffee table.
Perfect.
Have the dog looking through it.
Mhm.
There you go.
Yep. Use it to make some hyperlocal
All right.
content. Drop it off at your local vendors. You're going to want to go on YouTube. You're going to want to go to Whole Foods and try every single piece of fruit that they have available. Maybe go to Jimmy John's, get a number 9. You're going to want to get it to
Jersey
BAM X.
Mike's.
You're going to go to Jersey Mike's. You're going to get the BAM X. You're going to go to BAM X. You're going to subscribe. You're going to pay for it because the price is going up every 2
I mean,
seconds.
we can't even hear him. We can't even hear him right now. The mic.
You
has
can't
been
hear me?
shut
You
off.
can't hear me?
Quiznos?
No.
Can you hear me?
Now I can.
Quiznos?
Now I
Can
can.
you hear me?
Don't get mad
Okay,
at
so-
me. Hey, don't get mad at me for your technological issues. Don't
You're right.
take it out on us.
No, you're
This
right. But
is-
you know
this is your problem.
what we should do? You know what we should do? You should get into BAM
What
X.
should we do?
You should get into BAM X. You should subscribe because you're gonna want to pay for that because the prices are going up. Use code walkthrough for 10% off, I believe. Maybe not. Maybe the price is going up. You're gonna want to go check out Reminder Media. You're gonna want to go check out Alyssa's incredible content that she's doing herself, which we're gonna get her away from doing because she's gonna get into BAM X. You're gonna go check out Shane Bergman because he's finally maybe the content creator of the year, well deserved. You're gonna go check out Broke Agent Media. You're gonna go get Reminder Media, and you are gonna go like and subscribe, and you're gonna wish Eric happy birthday in the comments. And yes, Eric.
I just want to say this, Shane. Your content has been so good for years, and it's finally nice to see that your account has blown up from it. I know you were hovering around that kind of 2,000-3,000 follows. We were featuring you all the time on the walkthrough, saying like, "What the hell is going on? How is this content not blowing up?" And now it's awesome to see that you've broken through and that the entire industry has taken notice. So it really does go to show you that just the consistency, the creativeness, the variety of the content that you do is really effective. It's been working. It's bringing you a ton of business, and it's blowing up your account. So I don't want to say I'm proud because that sounds patronizing and makes me seem like an asshole, but I am just really happy, honestly, as much as I hate you, to see that this content is finally crushing and getting the engagement that it deserves. Because by the way, people, this takes a long time. Like Alyssa, I'm sure your first couple of videos were not getting 6,000, 7,000 likes, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of views, right? Like this takes time.
100%.
Building the Broke Agent, it's been 10 years of this, right? It's not like you just pull content out of your ass and all of a sudden it starts doing well. So Shane, really happy for you. You're crushing it.
Yeah, man. Thank you very much. And I know I texted you off on a separate platform, but like your guys' support and opportunities like this where you bring Alyssa and I on to talk to you guys about it, like all of these things like mean a lot to us. And I don't want to speak for Alyssa on this because I know she'll have her own sentiments as well, but I know we both would agree that these opportunities and you guys helping our businesses is something that is extremely valuable, and it's something that I certainly appreciate a ton. And I just want to say thank you to both of you and your whole company and everyone else that has supported. So appreciate it.
Well, I just want to return the thank you to you and Alyssa and Dan for contributing, the co-captain here, Alyssa for coming on. It's not easy doing this stuff. It's not easy to take time out of your day to come on the show and show us links and dissect these social media things. Like this does take, a lot of prep, a lot of work. So appreciate all of you guys. Look at this. We're all crying here.
Wow.
Kumbaya. This is the nicest we've ever been to each other.
I couldn't tell if I was crying or like I have fiberglass in my eyes from this stupid jacket. Like it's literally like if you saw my shirt, dude, can you see? Like it's
take it off, Shane.
By the way, it is St. Patty's Day on Sunday, right? March 17th. Yep. What did I say for St. Patty's Day ideas? The best Irish bars, the best beer spots, the best places to celebrate. You know, the best Irish pubs. It also is Selection Sunday on Sunday.
Yes,
so
it is.
if you
All
are
right.
a college basketball fan, Gonzaga, they might get
Go
a
Zag.
7 seed, an 8 seed. Who knows? All right. Thank you,
Maybe.
everybody. Throw us a like. Throw us a
Comment.
subscription. Throw us a comment. Get in a walkthrough. Get in
That's
BAMX.
something.
See you on the pickleball court. Thank you.